Gato Perro here, back with another review. Today we'll be looking at the Marvel Legends Unleashed, the Green Goblin. Alright, so I believe I'm going to be the first one to ever review this figure since I've searched him up on YouTube and I've never been able to find a review on him. So, pretty good to be the first, isn't it? Especially you people who like to leave first in the comments. Anyway, this figure's not that bad. He is a bit out of scale for regular Marvel Legends. He stands about 10 inches tall, at least, and I think he fits in with Marvel Select figures, but we'll get more into that when I get to a comparison video. And yeah, he doesn't come with all his accessories. I bought this guy loose on my flea market, and at least he came with the glider. That's the nicest part about it. And if he came with any pumpkin bombs or a display base, I wouldn't know, but if you want, I'll show you a picture of what it looks like right here. Alright, so as you can see, I already have him placed on his glider. It works like most gliders where you just have peg holes on the bottom of his feet and these little hook things grab onto his foot and he's able to glide on it. Not that bad. It's kind of a tealish green. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a bluish green, if that's even the right color. And the engine inside of it is also purple and has some white eyes. And the back of it is also purple, but it doesn't come with any fire accessory or at least fire detail or anything like that, which would have been nice, but whatever. As I said, you just gotta unhook him from his glider and that's it. And yeah, he's not really gonna stand well on it if you just want to have him like flat on the floor. So I think you're better off kind of like finding a flight stand or something like that. But anyway, back to the figure. Yeah, he's not that bad in detail. He does lack a lot of paint. But yeah, his head sculpt I think is the best part of this entire figure. It is very, very menacing. You know, classic Green Goblin, more like a 2007 Green Goblin, I would say. I think this is what this design is based off of. Really cool looking. Really like the one hole that's in his hoodie, and then his head sculpt is really nice. As I said before, you can make it his tongue. I think even you can see his taste buds in his tongue. His teeth are nicely painted, and then his ears. And this part is just a soft goodie right here. And yeah, it's all attached into one piece. And nice wrinkles on the hood, contrary to the Marvel Legends Green Goblin, which just has more of a smooth look to it. And then it has these straps going on over here, which are, you know, they're not detachable. Okay, they are if you choose to remove the bags from the loops right here. And the bags also can open by themselves. You can't really store anything on there, but it's just a matter of unhooking it. And you can put stuff in there if you choose to. Maybe you can find something to fit in there. Who knows? But they just close right back up. And yeah, this figure is mostly a gray and purple, no real detail going on. And most of the figure is made out of these like line sculpts going in throughout the entire figure, kind of like signifying armor. And then he has like this guard thingy right here with like scales all over it. And then we got these purple gloves. And then his hand sculpt are kind of weird because they're both in this open like pose. And I believe this one's you're supposed to put on a what's it called? A pumpkin bomb. And this one's more close with his pinky curling in. But in terms of scale, it doesn't look like they're the same hand. Seems like one hand is bigger than the other. That's a little weird, but not something to completely distract or make me hate the figure. And then we get more of those lines. And the belts, which is sorely lacking a lot of paint. Really wish they had like silver or something going across it. Here's the back. And then we get down to the legs. More of those lines, some muscle sculpt. Some more scale armor thing going on his knees. And then we get down to the boots with these little things sticking out of the side. So, for Green Goblin's articulation, is not disappointing at all. In fact, it's kind of unique. It kind of seems like very original articulation and probably copies from some of the Japanese toy companies, or maybe the you know what I mean. So his head is able to go down that much, and it goes up kind of just back to normal. His arms go out that much, and they go down. They rotate, and he has a single jointed elbow, and it rotates as well. He has a wrist hinge, and it rotates as well. Diaphragm kind of just goes back, not much front, and then doesn't pivot at all. So he has wide joints to flip forward and get him out that much. He does have a thigh swivel, double jointed knees. And he bends the knees at both points at the top and at the bottom right here. So it technically counts kind of a boot swivel. And then we get to the ankles. It goes up and down, and you can make an ankle pivot out of it just like that. So pretty awesome. It makes from some really good looking glider poses, which is most likely you'll see in the pictures at the beginning of the video. So to the top of his head, Green Goblin is a 9-inch figure. Here is compared to the new Amazing Spider-Man 2 Infinite Series movie figure. You can see he is completely out of scale. Here's the Marvel Select Amazing Spider-Man, not quite in scale, but if you have this figure, he could work. Here's the new Marvel Select Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie figure, so I think this is more in scale. It is what I'm going to use for my stop motion for when I finally make Green Goblin come out again. And since he is a bit taller than the original Marvel Select, I think he fits a lot better with him. And finally, here's our ultimate Build-A-Figure Green Goblin. Alright, so that puts an end to my review. My overall thoughts is that this is not a bad Green Goblin at all. He is definitely a good option to go if you don't already have the Marvel Legends Green Goblin, or if you're a Marvel Select fan and maybe he can work in that scale. He definitely has the articulation, and hopefully you can buy him new with all his base and all his other accessories that he probably came with. So that would be it for my review. Please stay tuned for more reviews and stop motions from Gato Perro.